Hello everyone, this is Jimmy Chaos, and today we're going to play some Pauper Elves. So we'll do a quick deck tech. It's a pretty standard Pauper Elves list. We have here our 6 mana dorks, Fyndhorn Elves, Llanowar Elves, Elvish Mystics. They all just tap for an extra green mana, help us ramp. Then we have our color fixing package of the Jaspera Sentinels and the Birchlore Rangers, which allow us to tap untapped creatures we control to add mana of different colors beyond green, which we will see in a moment as to why we need that. We have the Timberwatch Elf and the Elvish Vanguards as creatures that either pump our board or just get bigger themselves as we play more elves. Lissalana Huntmaster, which then generates tokens, which can absolutely be insane when we're kind of comboing off with Birchlore Rangers, generating mana, playing creatures, getting that creature plus another creature to generate more mana. And another interesting fact about this card I did not realize at first is actually not legendary, even though it is a named creature. Now, we also, as we're doing all this crazy spelling off and generating lots of mana, we have ways of drawing cards with Lead the Stampede, which can grab us up to 5 elves, though on average we likely will get 3, maybe 4 if we're a little bit lucky. And then Distant Melody, which just draws us a card for each permanent type of a creature type we've chosen. In other words, elves. So we draw a card for every elf we control. Then we also have the Essence Warden and Well-Wisher package, which just helps us gain a whole bunch of life. Well-Wisher is pretty insane in the mirror since it counts all elves on the battlefield, not just our own. Same with Priest of Titania, again, a huge amount of mana with that, and Sylvan Ranger just helps us make sure we're taking our land drops, because we are only running 13 forests. Nettle Sentinel, every time we cast a green spell, he'll untap, which is really handy. If we have Birchlore Ranger out, we can use that, generate mana, cast a spell, untaps him. This helps us get a ton of mana, and we can just snowball playing 5+ elves, depending on how many card draws spells we hit in a single turn. And again, Quirion Ranger helps us return lands to play those land drops we may have missed and untap, say, our Priest of Titania to generate even more mana. In our sideboard here, we are running 2 blue elemental blasts for when we need to deal with red stuff, so aka the burn matchup. Against the fog matchups, we have Harsh Sustenance, which will deal X damage, and we gain X life, where X is the number of creatures we control. So in the game matches where they're just trying to fog us out and we can't get in with combat damage, that gets around that for us. Along with the Viridian Longbow, which just keeps shooting our opponent or their creatures as we untap stuff with either the Nettle Sentinels or the Quirion Rangers. Relic Progenitus against any decks that do graveyard shenanigans. Spider Silk Armor against matchups with lots of flyers. Well-Wisher against burn matchups. We got Gleeful Sabotage for any scary artifacts or enchantments like the Affinity deck. And Vines of the Vastwood for any of those matchups where we kind of just need some extra protection for our creatures or to push through a bit more damage to win the game. Okay, and let's hop into a league and see how this goes, and make sure you click the like button and subscribe below to get all my Magic the Gathering content. Alright, here we are with round number 1 of our Pauper Elves League, and we are on the play. This hand has 0 lands. We will mulligan. This hand has tons of lands. We will keep. And I think we just bottom a forest here. We really don't need 2 with this hand. We will keep, put that on bottom, and we will lead on Llanowar Elves. And pass. Opponent plays a forest. Oh, are we? Oh, Metal Sentinel. Okay, we're in the mirror. The Elf versus Elf showdown. Oh, this is gonna be one of those games, is it? So whoever gets to the Well-Wisher, does Timberwatch? I can't remember if the Timberwatch counts all elves. I think it does. Opponent, what are you thinking about? You don't have interaction. You're an elf deck. It's also Pauper. There are no free spells. I don't think. Maybe there is. Alright, let's tap, play Fyndhorn. Play a Birchlore. Do we want to face up or face down that? I think we want to. Well, we can't afford it. That's like 3 mana to face down. So yeah, we'll have to face up. And then we will add a green, tap, play that. Pass turn. we really need is a card draw spell, like Distant Melody. Lead the Stampede would also be fine. Opponent's going to get in for 2. We will take 2. Don't want to lose any of my elves just yet. Opponent casts Nest in there. Okay, they're not the elf deck like I thought they were. Okay, it creates a spawn. Okay. So that's interesting. Quirion Ranger. Alright, we will play that. Just pass for now. Let's bide our time until we have a good opportunity to do something. Now, if they attack with their creatures, we definitely... Yeah, I think we will block. Like so. It's fine. We have enough elves still to generate enough mana to do like a Distant Melody. Riverbow. We don't have islands. Another Nettle Sentinel. Okay, so they're just a green stompy deck. Alright, we'll pass back. No attacks. Think we can afford to lose 2 more elves here. It's really sketchy though. We can still cast Distant Melody, but only for 2, so we'd lead the Stampede would be better. Vault Scourge. Okay, that's going to be a problem. With Rancor. Okay, great. Timberwatch, okay. And it does count all elves. So that'll give 3, and then we can Ranger to make it 6. Alright, we'll pass back. We need a Jaspera Sentinel wouldn't be bad, because it has reach, so it can block the Vault Scourge. Burning Tree. 1 of each color. Savage White. Okay. Yeah. That's going to be... yeah, we'll just scoop it up there. We're not coming back from that. Okay, so Viridian Longbow is nice. Spider Silk Armor is nice. Vines of the Vastwood. This might actually be a good Vines of the Vastwood matchup too. Because then we can make our creatures big enough to kill theirs. Okay, so what are we putting in? 8 cards? 7 cards. What do we want to cut? Go down on a Sylvan Ranger. I don't think Gaining Life is going to be super relevant, so we can shave on those. Can shave on a Timberwatch since untapping with 1 might be tricky. Same with Lizalin. Distant Melody. Let's cut the Rangers completely. Alright. So that should give us a lot more protection against what we're dealing with. Let's run it back for game number 2. Okay, here we are for game number 2, and we are on play, and this hand is great, so we will keep it. And we will lead on a forest, and go Birchfloor Ranger. We have 2 of them, so if they manage to kill it, we have another one. Young wolf. Okay. Let's go Priest of Titania. Add a green. Tap both those. Play a Quirion Ranger. Untap that, returning a forest. Add a green. Tap, tap. And play a Birch Lore Ranger, or a Quirion Ranger. Untap that, return that. Add a green. Green, green. Play a Birch Lore Ranger. And pass. Who needs lands in play? Completely overrated. Yeah, we'll just take the 1 here. Not too worried about a wolf biting us for 1. And a Burning Tree Emissary. Into another Burning Tree Emissary. Into a Nest Invader. Okay. Lead the Stampede. Very, very nice. Alright, so let's add 5. Play land. Tap the land. Cast Lead the Stampede. Get 2 elves, a Llanowar Elf and Timberwatch, okay. And put those on any order. Go with, we'll say a Timberwatch. Untap, return a forest. Tap for a bunch. Play a Timberwatch. Llanowar. And pass. No attacks. Which is it? 6, or so 4, 7, 8. Go to 11. That comes back as a 2/2. Yeah, we need our elves, so we'll just take it and go to 11. Nest Invader, okay. Another Priest of Titania. Play a land. Move to combat. Attack, attack. Okay. So how many elves do we have? They have no elves? Yeah, so we have 7 elves. So we will pump that. And they will take 1. And we will tap, tap, play a priest. And pass. Okay, we will block. Which do we want to block with? We will block with the Birch Lore Ranger. And we will block. Doesn't think it really makes a difference. We'll block that. Take 5, go to 6. Seems fine. Now we will untap that, returning that. Tap, pump. And a query and ranger of their own. Okay. A land. And a hex proof who can't be blocked except by creatures with flying. Which means I can't block it. Okay. Let's play a land first. Play that. Combat. Let's attack. Not with you. With you. You. Am I comfortable losing? Guess you. Yeah, those two seem fine. I could lose neither as well. Actually, I have 9 elves in play. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, that's 10. Oh, that's an elf too. Oh, okay. I have, if they don't block both these, I have lethal. I should have swung all out. Oh well. Block. Block. Okay. Protect that one. Bounce that, protect that one. Okay. And pass back. Alright, next turn we will be aware of the fact we can win the game. So it's a 4-4, okay. I'm at 2. Okay, opponent has how many blockers? 1, 2, 3, 4. There are currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 elves on the board. So if an elf gets through... Alright, let's just start off by leading the Stampede, just to make it a little bit more of a guarantee. Oh man. That wasn't great. That makes him bigger, and it also gets an extra elf on the board. Alright, well, nope, we don't do that. Yeah, so move to the next phase. Attack with everyone. They don't have a Query and Ranger anymore, so they can't untap that. Attack with everyone except the Timberwatch Elf. Block, 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 block. Okay, we'll pump the Birch Lore. We will untap him, bouncing that. Pump that Birch Lore, and... Okay, win the game. Game number 3. Now we are on the draw. Do we want to change anything? I'm tempted to bring in a blue elemental blast for the red-green guys. But then they would, yeah, they go land, I go land, Birch Lore. They go land, Burning Tree Emissary. Yeah, that's already, it's already kind of late. Like, I could destroy it. I think just one. We'll take it at Vines. All right, game number 3. Okay, this hand is a keep. Opponent kept 7 as well. Do we lead on Birch Lore or Nettle Sentinel? Let's see. Sentinel, next turn, Lore, tap, cast, tap, cast. I think we lead on Sentinel as well. Yeah, we just take the 2 here. We need the Sentinel. There's one. Okay, so it's a 2/2. That was a good draw. We needed that land there. Okay, so let's go land into Birch Lore. You always yield, always yes. Add a green. Green. Play Land World. Then we'll just pass back here and hold up the vines. Opponent casts Gut Shot on our Llanowar. Okay. I think. Oh, and on the Birch Lore. I was going to say the Birch Lore would have been a better target for that, but. Oh, and they missed a land drop. Okay, okay. So let's go with our bow. And then we will attack for 2. And cast a Priest. And pass. Oh, right, they have to cast a spell for their Sentinel even on tap. which they have. All right, well, they're going to kill ours and hit us for 4. Yeah, we will take it. Go to 12. Blue elemental blast. Okay. Well, that's just teasing us now. I think we lead. If we had a Quirion Ranger, that would be really nice. Birch Lore is a good hit too. Another Priest and Alana. Any order. And we will cast Birch Lore. Oh, we had 2 mana. That will. Oh, right. The Priest would have counted their elf too. Didn't think of that. We have a forest. And here comes the burning trees. Two of them, in fact. And a Nest Invader. Okay. They have 1 card left in their hand. Okay. Yeah, we're at 10. And a land. Okay, let's go. This Lana. Tap that for 4. Cast a Priest. Always yield, always yes. Add a green. Equip that to her. And pass. Yep. Block that. Add a blue. Destroy that. Land is not what we need there. I can't shoot that. Tap those. Pass. Another Nest Invader. Yeah, hit us with a Ledgewalker. Take 1. Another Ledgewalker. Shoot them for 1. We need a card draw spell is what we really, really need. Lines of Vast would be nice. Would be nice too. We're on a 3-turn clock as it stands. Our clock's a little faster than that. Okay. That's pretty easily dispatched. Yes. Probably should have kept one on tap so I'd have the bow open. About one. Okay. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. So I can just go 10 mana, shoot you. Equip the bow to the warrior. Shoot you. Equip the bow to the warrior. Shoot you. Equip the bow to the warrior. And shoot you again. All right. Great start to our league. See everybody in round number 2. All right, here we are for round number 2, and we are on the draw. Opening hand. It's not explosive, but if we hit a Lead the Stampede, it can really do some things. We'll probably lead on Nettle Sentinel. We're definitely going to keep. There's no reason to mulligan this. Opponent plays a Thriving Bluff naming white. So red, white land. Okay. Query and Ranger. Okay, now we're starting to get the explosive bits. Again, we just need some card draw. Not Distant Melody since we don't have the blue. Opponent plays a Great Furnace. And a Journey to Nowhere. Okay, there goes our Sentinel. Oh, let's just lead on. Let's just go with Priest, and the next turn we can just spill our hand on the board. Hope that gets us there. I'm liking... Okay, Gleeful Sabotage is definitely something we're going to want to bring in. And they play a Thriving Huff, which is blue-white. Okay, so they are blue, white, red thus far. All right, let's lead on an Essence Warden into Quirion Ranger. Always yield. And we're not going to attack. What am I doing? That was a misclick. All right, so 3, we will play Sylvan. Go get a forest. Get that out of our way from there. Actually, we didn't play land this turn yet, so even better. Let's go Well-Wisher, and we'll untap the Priestess, and cast some more Elves, and pass. Alright, now we need a Timberwatch, or some card draw spells. Again, just lead the Stampede, not Distant Melody. Journey to Nowhere. Probably going to get our Priest, I would imagine. Maybe our Well-Wisher if they're worried about us getting a ton of life, which apparently they are. And we draw a forest. Alright, well, we'll just swing. Now, they might have Electrickery in their sideboard, so we'll have to keep that in mind. Vast, no, Vast would only help if we can kick it. Are they running it in the main board? That would be really sad if they have Electrickery here. Skyfisher, 2/3, when it enters the battlefield, return a permanent you control. So they're probably going to return the Prophetic Prism. No, they're going to return the Journey. Interesting. Get my Sentinel back. Thraben Inspector. Okay. Birchlore Ranger. Okay, now we can happily draw a Distant Melody, but we'll put it face down just to make it a little bit bigger. And we attack, what are they at? 14. So if we attack, say everyone they block those 2, they take 5, go to 9. Yeah, it's not super grand. What if we attack with that, get 2 damage through? Nah, it's not worth it. We're just gonna have to pass here. We need some more oomph to put it like my grandma would always say. And they play an Ancient Den, another Prism. Navigator's Compass, sure, which gains them some life. Mere Enforcer, okay. Draw a card. Cards draw. Well, more elves is more elves. Always yes, always yield. Pass. We have no good attacks here. This is unfortunate. Thoughtcast, sure. Another Prism. Thraben Inspector. More artifacts for our opponent. Get in for 2? Nope, change their mind. Get in for 4. Yeah, we'll take 4. I'm not going to trade 4 for 1 to kill that. Lead the Stampede, okay. Something. And oh, there was a Distant Melody, of course. Grab those. Put those back in any order. Add 1 billion mana. Maybe slightly less than 1 billion. Cast the Sentinel. Always yield, always yes. Of course we always want more elves. Why wouldn't we want more elves? Okay. Cast that. So we're casting it. So it's not relevant right now, so we won't worry about it. But down the line, it could matter when we flip that. But for now, we don't need to. Geld Blast on our Lizalina. Take 6. No big deal. We actually have an Atog. Ooh. That's going to be rough. That shuts down our attacks again. Another Birch Lore. Well, let's cast it face up, face down. We'll just pass. We're just going to have to bide our time, really. Like a Timberwatch Elf changes things. Gonna draw. Distant Melody just draws us a billion cards and hopefully gets us what we need. Now we have to block the Atog. So we will do that. And we will block with... Do we want to block with Sentinel and Birch Lore? So they sack 2, they only kill 1. So if they sack 1 artifact, they kill 1 of these, not both. And it would still die, so they have to sacrifice 2 artifacts. Yeah, let's just go with that. Yeah, we're trading 2 creatures for 2 of their artifacts. They sack a Prism. Sack a Clue. And sack another Prism. At least it doesn't have Trample. That would be real bad. Another Lizalina. And pass back. And they Geld Blast her as well. Okay. Opponent is going to draw all the cards. Just attacking. Okay, they're going to go in with the Atog. Let's trade some tokens for an artifact. Another Core Fisher. Probably going to bounce Prism. Yep. Wish I could draw that many cards. Another Birch Lore Ranger. Okay, well, let's do face down again. 25, yep, well, let's pass. Passed. Prism. And another Atog. Oof. Well, they're going to kind of fight each other for resources. Just means I have to block more, though. Another Sentinel. Okay. Well, just going to pass back. that. Fuck that. Starting to really hurt. Oh. We really need to draw that distant melody. Or lead the stampede would potentially be okay, but the melody is really gonna get us what we need. Five mana. This isn't gonna be good. Not sure what the opponent's doing here. Do they have some kind of fling effect? Yeah. Alright, they flung it at us. Okay. Definitely blue elemental blasts. And gleeful sabotage. They don't do anything in the graveyard. Harsh sustenance for some interaction, maybe. Maybe a couple of vines too. Oh, and they have lots of flyers. Maybe not. Maybe one vines. Okay, let's take out the rangers. Take out. Shave out down on those. They have Gav Blast, so I don't think that's going to be very great. And well, we sure can go too. Alright, we will be on the play. Yeah, we'll keep that. Start off with Sentinel Pass. Hopefully they don't Gav Blast that. That would make me really, really sad. Okay, Ancient done. Raven. Cool. Pass back. Prison. Okay. Combat. Let's attack for 2. One takes 2. 1, 2. I have 2 mana. Okay, so let's go Elf. Add a green. Tap. Tap. Add a green. Tap. Tap. Titania. Pass. Podcast. Another Thoughtcast. Looks like they were trying to hit a land drop. They have to discard a card. Discard an ATOG. Interesting choice to discard. Alright, let's go green, tapping that. Tap that. Liz Lynn. Add a green, tap, tap. Cast Titania. Always, yes, always yield. Add a green, tap, tap. Cast Titania. Add a green, tap, tap. Tap. Add two green, tap. Or add a green, tap, 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 tap. So many tapping. So much tapping. And pack for 2. They take 2. Pass turn. Query and Ranger, and they're dead. They might even be dead without the Query and Ranger. This board's pretty lopsided. Thoughtcast. Bonder's Ornament. Oh my. Okay, so he does hit himself. But we got it worse. Still just drawing that one forced. Prism, opponent draws, plays another land. There's the ATOG. Okay. We need, you know, that's not great. 1, 2, 3. They have 6 artifacts, so they can hit us for 13. $15. Gav Blast, targeting me. They got double Gav Blast? Yeah, okay. You got me. Wow. That was a rough one. That Clark Clan Shaman really destroyed us there, so. Oh well, onwards and upwards to round 3. Alright, here we are with round number 3, and we are on the play. No lands. Instant mulligan. Alright, this is far better. We do not need 3 Birch Lore, so we'll put one of them back. And we will lead on Denwolf. And pass. Opponent plays a Forest and an Elvish Mystic. Okay. Is this the actual Elvish Mirror this time? And if it is, the Well-Wisher is going to be real nice. Okay, so we're going to go with Sylvan Ranger. Go grab a Forest. Yes. Forest. Play the Forest. Cast a Birch Lore Ranger. Add a green. Tap, tap. Play Quirion Ranger. Untap that. Returning that. And tap that. Display that. And pass. Priest of... Okay, so our opponent has 1 billion mana. Lead the Stampede. Nice. Okay. Tap, tap. Well-Wisher. 1, 2, 3. We could lead, but we can't cast any of the creatures really. So let's just go to combat. Let's swing in with everybody. They're not likely to block. So get in while we can. Kind of just want to top deck a forest so we can lead the Stampede. Lizlina, ooh. Okay, Ivyling Denizen. I'm going to just always yield to that. Alright, so they're out of stuff. Pretty much. They got 2 cards left, and they had mana open, so they didn't cast anything. They could have also untapped. Yeah, okay, so they must be pretty much out of gas. We, on the other hand, are not. Alright, let's go Quirion Ranger. Tap, gain. No, let's not do that yet. Let's add a green. Tap, tap. Tap. Add a green. Tap, tap. Sentinel. Add a green. Tap, tap. Play Quirion. Gain a bunch of life. Untap. That. Return that. So, yeah, untap. That. Return that. Add a green. Tap, tap. Cast that. We will Well-Wisher on their turn. Gain life. 53 life. Oh, this is gonna be a silly match. Add a green. Tap, tap. This. Gain. And we'll do it on their turn, because I don't want to keep returning lands. Metal. Gain. Alright, well. Let's play land first. Lead. Good lead hits, man. Very good lead hits. Alright, let's tap for a whole bunch. Alright, let's, I think, that one first. Always yield, always yes. Cast that one. Always yes. Always yeah. Yeah, and then a Sentinel. Gain a whack load of life. Untap it. Pass. We also now have the Timber Watch, which means we can just swing out, and then when it gets through, we win. Okay, cool. So we are in the mirror, so Well-Wisher is real good. I like the bow, so we can shoot their little guys. Don't need that. Vastwood? They don't interact a lot, but the pump spell, maybe? Put that over there to consider it. Do we have anything we'd want to take out? Well, Essence Warden is less important. That only hits our elves, right? No, even theirs, oh my. So we can cut... Yes, what do we bring in? We're definitely bringing in those. Let's put that back. Cut the Essence Wardens, bring in those. Because they just gain us more life. Like the Vastwood. Like we could do some sneaky combat tricks that way. So take those out. What would we cut? I guess we can cut Sylvan Rangers. Bring in 2 of them. I think 2's fine because they're not running interactions, so we don't need a lot. Alright, game number 2. Yeah, that's a keep. Opponent mulled to 5. Elves is pretty mulligan resistant, so if you hit the right 5, that can still be very explosive. Now, mind you, we have an extremely explosive 7. Assuming we don't just like brick on our draws, of course. Pass. Llanowar, Birch Lore. Pass. Okay. Oh man. The Well-Wishers. They wish you well. Cast that. We have 2 green. Green, 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 green. Yeah, that's Titania. That's more important than life right now. They only have 1 force, which isn't... Oh, they got a second. Lead the Stampede, okay. But they only have 1 mana left. So they got 3 cards revealed. What they got? Masked Vandal. It is an elf. Blows up artifact. That's interesting. Another Findhorn elf. And an Elvish Vanguard. Ooh, Vanguard's gonna be gross. I don't have any way of really dealing much about that. Alright, what do we do here with all this craziness? I think we'll lead on a Sentinel. Add a green. Add a Well-Wisher. Oh, 1 more. Tap for 9 mana. Add a blue. Melody. For elf. Draw a bunch of cards. Play a land. Play Birch Lore. Timber Watch. Well-Wisher. Bow. Pass the... An opponent scoops it up. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was rough. They had to mill all the way to 5. Now, the Masked Vandal would have been useful against the bow, but not great. So, alright, we are now 2-1. On to round 4. Alright, here we are with round number 4, and we are on the play. This hand, ooh. Well, we could go land Findhorn Elves into Ranger into Stampede. Maybe we'll draw Birch Lore. Yeah, it's a bit rough, but the card draw might save it, so we'll keep. Opponent deciding what they're going to do. They've kept 7. Okay, so land, Findhorn. Forest from the opponent into Llanowar Elves. Okay, so we're in the mirror match. Ooh. Vanguard is a very, very nice draw, especially this early in the game. You know what? Yeah, we're going to attack, because they're probably not going to block, so we'll get in for a point of damage while we can. And pass. So yeah, that triggers on any elf, not just our elves. Oh, they are not an elf deck. Overgrown Battlement. Add a green for each creature. Okay. Well, we're just going to lead off here with Lead the Stampede. And hit 5 elves, including a Birchlore Ranger. Wow. Unfortunately, we don't have any mana to play them out there, and we are not going to attack into that wall. We have to discard a few cards here, so we have to discard 2. Discard a Distant Melody, because we don't need 2 of those, and discard the Sylvan Ranger. Okay, so next turn we can go Essence Warden, Birchlore, and then Sentinel Priest, something like that. So tap, get mana. Okay, add mana. So they have a lot of creatures with Defender, and then they get mana based on that. Interesting. Okay, we drew a Quirion Ranger, which is another good pickup there. We will just auto-yield that guy. We will cast our Birchlore. And we'll auto-yield that. And play a Quirion Ranger. Use the Quirion Ranger, untap the Fyndhorn, play the land, cast a Priestess. Okay, add a green, tap, tap, add a, play that. So we can add another green, which we can't cast anything with, so we will now attack for 6. Opponent's still just stuck on 1 land, but all their creatures are mana dorks, so they still have a substantial amount of mana. If they don't do much this turn, we're just going to keep ramping out with or just dumping out more elves and getting our Vanguard bigger and bigger. Oh, opponent's changing their mind. I'm not sure exactly what their deck does, but sure we'll be finding out very shortly. They're tapping a lot of mana, including red, so they might have some kind of burn spell, maybe Fireball or something. Boarding Party, a 6 mana, 6/3 haste Cascader. Okay, and they hit an Axebane Guardian, which is another one of those guys. And then they play the Boarding Party. And all their creatures have haste, but they're mostly defender creatures anyways. More mana. Vivian's Grizzly, which lets them dump mana into to draw a bunch of cards. They're going to attack for 6, I imagine. We will take the 6 and go back to 22. And they pass back. Alright. Oh, man. We didn't need another Lead the Stampede, really. We could have used more elves. But hey, we will play the hand we are dealt. So we will do 3 and cast a Timberwatch Elf. Tap the Priest. Go Lead the Stampede. Hit 4 elves, including another Quirion Ranger, which is very nice. Okay, so let's add a blue. Tap. Actually, let's not do that yet. Let's first cast the Birchlore. Then we'll add a blue, tapping those 2 who have Summoning Sickness. And then we will Distant Melody. Naming Elf. We hit a land drop. We will untap the priest. Tap our land, 3 mana. Tap that for 13 mana. Cast Nettle Sentinel. Cast Lizlin. And we're going to always yes, always yield. Cast a Quirion Ranger. Always yes, always yield. Yes. Get our Quirion Ranger out. Get it. Okay, opponent has scooped it up there. Okay. The Elvish Vanguard was just going to smash through their defenses, so... Alright. So, lots of defender creatures and haste with the Rubble Fort. So we have the blue Elemental Blasts, which would be good against their red spells. I don't think we need Relic. I don't think we need the Longbow, because we can break through their defenses fairly well. Vines of Vastwood, maybe, because it does help us get rid of some of the blockers. But what would we take out? We don't need the flying so much, so we can shave on that. We don't need Well-Wishers. We don't need to gain a ton of life, so we can cut those for that. I think we're fine just doing that. It may seem odd to cut the Sentinel while adding in more blue cards, but I think it's fine, because the Birchlore Ranger is our main way of getting colored mana other than green. So we're going to mulligan this hand. There's no lands, so there's no chance we can keep it. And this hand is good. We'll keep and put back... I think put it back at Timberwatch. I don't really need two. It is a strong elf, but we have lots of strong elves, so... Okay, do we... Jaspera Sentinel or Lerna War Elf? I think we Lerna War Elf. Because Jaspera kind of requires us to play a second elf before it can give mana. This just gets us the mana right away. Overgrown Battlement. And opponent. I doubt they attack. Oh, they do attack. That's interesting. Because they can generate a lot of mana with that. So let's think through our next turn. So if we don't, we'll have 3 mana, so we can go Sentinel, Ranger, or just straight to Timberwatch. Yeah, I think that's probably better, because if we block, we go land, Sylvan. Yeah, and then we're turned behind. They're not in that great of a position to generate an insane amount of mana. They'll get there, for sure, but I don't think they'll get there quite fast enough if we keep our Land War Elf and get the Timberwatch out now. Yeah, and we're on Lizalana next turn. Which I think is just, yeah, that seems like the correct play. So they have 4 more green mana. They need it. They do not. Okay. Play Lizalana and just pass back. And now next turn we can play both these elves. Hopefully draw and lead the Stampede. Well, can we even cast it if we draw it? No, we can't. So Birchlore would be nice. It's always a nice elf to draw. It's rare that you don't want it, but we can play the elves in our hand, and then we'll have 7 elves, so we can attack with the Llanowar Elf for 8. Quirion Ranger would be a good top deck too, because then we can make that even more. Opponent has lots and lots of mana. Are they going to play the... what is it called? The boarding party or whatever it was? Yeah, boarding party. So they've got enough mana to do so. They play Ulamog Crusher. Okay, it has to attack each combat if possible, and it has Annihilator too. Well, that's going to be a bit of a pain. So yeah, we take the Annihilator. We will just sack lands. Now, fortunately, we're going to generate a bunch of tokens. We will take the 8. Because yeah, we won't have enough of a defense otherwise. So we do have the Timberwatch Elf. Okay. Let's go Sylvan Ranger. Always yes, always yield. Go get a forest. And we'll play the Sentinel. Gets us another elf. Combat. We will attack for 3 with Liz Elena. We can pump there for... That counts all elves, correct? Yes, so that would be an extra elf. So this is actually for 8. Well, that deals with the Ulamog Crusher rather nicely, so I think we'll just get the 3 in for now. And pass. So we can block with a elf token, give it +8/+8. And opponent is Fiery Cannonading. Oh. Well, Timberwatch Elf will have to pump himself. That is a rough one. They did kill their own Quirion Ranger, but I don't think that's going to hurt them too much. Play another Defender. Oh boy, we are in a really, really rough spot here. I'm going to have to sack the lands, because if we lose our creatures, we're just not going to do anything. But losing the lands kind of means the same thing. Okay, Fyndhorn Elf is a good draw. And we will just pass back. We're going to have to sacrifice the token. They attack, that has to attack, so we're going to give... We're going to have to give Lizalana 7/7, and an Annihilator, sack, and sack. Block. Block. And now we, if they get any creature with any kind of power, really, we're pretty much dead. Quirion Ranger, okay. Pass. That would have been handy a few turns ago. Another Overgrown Battlement, okay. Opponent has tons of mana, not going to do, and we draw a Sentinel. Well, we can block a Hasty Boy. Unless it's an Ulamog Crusher, in which case we have to sacrifice our permanents. Oh! A single land is all we need, a single land. Tinderwall, yeah, that just gives them red mana. And again, not drawing what we need. Single forest. And we can start doing stuff. Winding Way. Okay, so they're going to get some creatures probably from that. They got... What did they reveal? 3 walls? Or is this Annoyed Owl? So that's not a wall. That'll be Reach, Trample. Yeah, I'm dead. Okay, wow. That Ulamog Crusher there, that was brutal. What do we want to do about that? Maybe we want some sustenance so we can take out the Hasty Walls? Yeah, I think we want to try that route. So we will drop the Well-Wisher and a Sylvan Ranger. And just hopefully get there on mana and such. Yeah, this is okay. It's not amazing. It's nothing to write home about. Not that my mom would want me to write home about Magic anyways. She'd probably rather I write about other things. So we will see how it goes. Opponent has mulligan to 5. And they, okay, so they kept the 5. We will cast a Sentinel and pass. They play a Forest and pass. Alright, we will attack for 2. Get in for 2. We will play Essence Warden. Always yes, always yield. Essence Warden. And play a Forest. And Query Ranger. And we already attacked, so we'll pass. So we're probably going to be leading the Stampede. We'll get in for 1 damage, it looks like. Oh, I guess we can attack with Query Ranger. We can get in for 2. Alright, so let's go to combat first. Attack with everyone. Opponent blocks as expected, takes 2. We will cast... Tap the land. Untap that, returning that. Play that. Tap for 3. I think we'll lead the Stampede now. Got 2 priests and a Timberwatch Elf. Okay, any order for those? Really don't want Harsh Sustenance to have to go to the bottom, but them's the breaks, and we do have a second one. We also don't have a way of getting the mana we need to cast it, so it's not even great in this position yet. Opponent plays the Axebane Guardian to get more mana. We draw a Lano War Elf. Okay. Well, let's start by attacking with everybody. Opponent blocks. Takes 2. Add a green. Untap yourself. Return that. Play the Forest. So I have 3 here. Let's go Priest. And then also Lano War Elf. And pass. The next turn we can Liz Elena and Timberwatch. We can probably play everything except the Distant Melody. Unless we had a Birchlore Ranger, and that would change to us being able to play the Melody as well. The opponent casts Lead the Stampede. Okay. They hit, wow, 4 creatures. That's pretty good. They don't have the Ulamog Crusher. That was the one that really got us because it was making us sacrifice permanents. But even in this board, we do have a fair number of bodies. We're going to be generating a whole bunch more with Liz Elena. Some less scared of it, but still weary. Okay, so that can be sacrificed to deal damage. Oh, they sacrificed it now to cast the Boarding Party. Oh, no, they're going to cast the walls. Okay. Are they going to cast both? And an Overgrown Battlement. Okay. So they still have another Rumble Fort and a Boarding Party in their hand. No, they're going to play the other Rumble Fort. Okay. So they still have a Boarding Party in their hand. Which it does not look like they're playing unless they have... No, they wouldn't. I don't think they have the cards they would need to be able to cast it that turn. Okay, Lead the Stampede. Very, very interesting. So we got 1, 2, 3. No, let's slow down here. Let's slow down. So 3. So I'm tempted to, I guess we don't need to lead right now. Because I could untap the Lano War Elf, return a Forest, play the Forest, tap the Forest, cast Liz Elena, tap Priest of Titania, but I'm, okay, or I tap Priest now, and I can untap the Priest. Yeah, I think that's probably going to net us more mana, so let's just undo that Lano War Elf. Definitely want to tap the lands. Tap that. Cast Liz Elena. And now we will cast... Okay, now let's lead the Stampede. See if we get a Birchlore. We did hit a Birchlore. And our other Harsh Sustenance down to the bottom. Well, Them's the break sometimes. Okay, so we are going to tap that to cast the Birch Lore. And we're going to always yield to Liz Elena. Get the Birch Lore. Going to untap the Priest for 1 billion mana. Tap 1, we'll cast an Elvish Mystic. Now we will add 10 mana, add blue mana, tapping that and that. We will cast Priest. I guess we should be also add a green, because we have the Nettle Sentinel, so we can get a bit more value out of it as well. Add a green, tap, tap. Cast a Timberwatch. Add a green, tap, tap. Miraculous is a blue spell we don't have to worry about now, so we'll cast Distant Melody on Elf. Get one of our blue elemental blasts. Okay, so we can add a green mana by tapping that and that. And then we will add a green mana by tapping that and that. We'll cast a Vanguard. We'll add a green mana, tapping that and that. Cast another Sentinel. Always yield to that. I think our plan here is just to draw the rest of our deck and harsh sustenance them. Hopefully we don't have so many elves out already that will kill us. But let's see here. We have 25 cards left in our deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14, 22. Yeah, okay. That will be enough. So let's go add a blue, tapping those guys, add a green, tapping that and that, add a green, tapping you two, add a green, tapping you and you, and cast a Quirion Ranger. Always yes. Okay, and that one extra. So that's 2 extra elves. So we're going to untap the Priest, turning that. Tap the Priest for 1 billion mana. Cast Distant. Naming Elf. 1 card left in our deck. Alright, so we're going to add a black mana, add a white mana, and then cast Harsh Sustenance for a whole bunch. There we go. Alright, we are now 3-1. See everybody in round number 5. Alright, here we are on round number 5, and we are on the play. This hand is pretty solid, so we will keep. Now, do we lead on Elvish Mystic or Nettle Sentinel? I think we lead on Sentinel. And then turn 2, we go Vanguard. Turn 3, Priest Mystic. And then we're off to the races. Opponent is mauled to 6, so we will play our Sentinel and pass. Opponent plays a Great Furnace. Okay, and oh, they Galv Blast it right away. Okay, okay. See how it's going to be, opponent. You're going to get a little spicy. So this is the ATOG artifact deck, which we did lose to in round 2. Yeah, there's ATOG. So we'll see how this time goes around. So let's go Birch Lore. Always yield. And we'll play a priest. And we'll add a green. Tapping those, play that. And we'll attack for... So they could sack both their lands, make that a 5/6, but then they'll have no lands. I'm okay with them making that sacrifice. They also weren't likely to make it, so not surprised they didn't. Raven Inspector. We need a Distant Melody or Leadless Stampede. Melody would probably be better. Okay, we're not going to block. We'll just take one. If they're going to start sacrificing artifacts, that's fine. Springleaf Drum. Play the drum and get some mana. And they play a Core Fisher. Okay. Are they going to bounce the Thraben? Yep, get another clue. Sentinel, okay. Well, it's an elf at least, so we can swing in for 5. I'm going to have to start considering chumping the ATOG, because they have 6 artifacts, so that would be plus 12, so it'd be a 13, 14. So I'm not dead to it yet. Thought cast. An Echo Wellspring. Okay, well that's one they're going to definitely want to sacrifice because it draws them cards. So they have 7. Okay, so they're just attacking with the flyer. We'll just take the 2. Metal Sentinel. Okay. We really need card draw. And then we can start doing some stuff. Now they could easily sacrifice those without batting an eye, so yeah. I'm not going to attack here. We really need a card draw spell so we can just blow up our Elvish Vanguard and smash them. Oh, that's a bad card for us. That card's really bad for us. Yeah, they sack that for their draw. They sack. I think I'll just do it for 2. Okay. Well, their Thraben will be gone. So, yeah, they're going to hit me 15. So how much they can do? 6. So, yeah, this is lethal. I have to block. And then they just sacrifice 2 artifacts. ATOG kills the Vanguard, and I don't think I'm coming back from this one. Oh, the ATOG died. They did not sacrifice enough. Okay, okay. We're still in it. We're still in it. Opponent made a mistake. And, well, they know it's a 4, so I must display it and pass. Now a Leadless Stampede would be real good into like a Birch Lore Ranger, some other stuff. Another Core Fisher. They're going to probably bounce the Prism. Yep. Do they have another land? They don't have the land to replay it, fortunately. Or they're waiting to second main. No, they just don't have it. Okay, Well-Wisher. Nice. Start getting some life. Rather some more aggressive elves, but if that buys us time, I'm fine with that. Okay, opponent plays a land, which they probably drew for the turn, since they didn't play that last turn. So then they play the Prism, draw again. Yeah, this deck just draws so many cards. It's really hard to keep up with. But hopefully we can draw our sideboard cards this time around. Last time we played this deck, we did not draw our sideboard cards at all. Well, drawing a... We'll just gain life now. Another land there is really bad. Well, we might as well attack for 1. They don't have haste. Get in the points while we can. Could become relevant. We just really want to see it lead the Stampede into like a Birchlore Ranger and a bunch of other elves. Something that lets us gain 4 life a turn. Like, if we get 2 more elves, the Wall-Wisher gains us 4 life a turn, which undoes their attack. Just keep buying time till we can get set up again. Mere Enforcer, okay, that's gonna be a problem. And another ATOG, okay. That's probably... Oh... Yeah, so we have to chump that. Yeah, okay, we're just gonna scoop. The writing's on the wall, we're not gonna be able to catch up on. Okay, so we have Gleeful Sabotage and Blue Elemental Blast. Go over here, please. And where'd Sabotage go? There it is. It's gleefully hiding from me. Okay, we don't need Relic, we don't need the bow. Harsh Sustenance, maybe? Vines of Vastwood. They do interact with. Maybe I'll consider 2. Don't think I'd want any more than that. Gab Blast, Sylvan. That. I think we'll just cut the Sylvan Rangers altogether. Shave on it? Timberwatch Office could be really important. Do we need the vines? It's to protect ours from Gav Blast. Yeah, maybe we don't need to worry about Gav Blast that much. So we can cut these, bring in these, run it back. Okay, we're on the play here. This hand is... Oof. Really bad. It's way too slow. Mulligan. Alright, Gleeful Sabotage. Awesome. So we will put back the Distant Melody since we don't have a blue source in hand. And this, so when we cast this and we tap 2 untapped creatures you control that share a color with it, which all our creatures do, and when you do, copy it and choose new targets. Okay. So we go land Quirion, then land Vanguard, Gleeful Sabotage, blow up both their lands, probably. Opponent is still deciding if they're going to keep 7 or mulligan. Hopefully that Stampede leads to a Birchlore so we can distant, maybe get our blue Elemental Blast so we can deal with ATOGs. Though maybe if they keep like a 2-lander, Gleeful might just get them. This definitely seems like a tough matchup. They just draw so many cards, so it's hard to outvalue them, and then they have the guy who blows up creatures. Okay, so they mulled to 6, so we're going to keep our 6. Put back that. Opponent is deciding if they'll keep 6. They did, okay. So land, Ranger, pass. Now we do have the option of just Gleefuling it now. I think I like waiting in turn. Even if they Gav Blast one of our creatures, we can still blow up a land. But if we get 2 lands, that's just all the better. Chromatic Start, and then, oh, Clark Clan Shaman. That's really, really problematic. Oh, what do we do? Tap our lands. Pass Gleeful with Conspire. I'm gonna go after that, tap that, and then we'll go after So they're in response going to sack the lands to the shaman, wipe my board. Okay, that one is going to target that. So that, no, okay, good. Yep, sack, blow up the lands, yep. Their lands are still gone, so they are set back 2 turns in terms of land. And they had a third, okay. At least we still have the priest. Now, a birch lore would be good. But we can lead the stampede if we don't hit a birch. Okay, Quirion Ranger. That's actually pretty good. Cast Quirion Ranger. Opponent thinking. Don't think they would have anything they can do right now. They have no mana up, so what are you waiting for, opponent? Just trying to throw me off my elf tempo here. Alright, let's tap for 2. Tap for 3. Stampede. Birch Lore Ranger. Thank you. Alright, so we'll untap her, returning that. Play that. Play the Birch Lore. Add green with you and you. Play a Sentinel. Tap for 4 green. Play a Well-Wisher. Always yes, always yield. Add a green. Those. Play Timberwatch. And pass. And if they cast an ATOG, we have Blue Elemental Blast to counter it. Raven Inspector, sure. Gav Blast, okay. We're going to counter that by adding a blue. So that Timberwatch just represents a ton of damage for us. Play a priest. Okay, so how much do we have on board? We have 7 elves, so he is 14 damage. So they chump that, we'll say. So they're, we can get them to 1 with how the board stands. Okay, let's do that. Let's untap it, returning that. Yeah, if we go for a Distant Melody, we can probably just win the game. If the opponent has nothing, no mana up, so they can't Gav Blast, they can't... Well, that's the only interaction I know they have. So we're going to untap the priest. Opponent is really just taking a long time to respond to any of this. Play the land, tap the land, add a blue mana, tapping that elf and the ranger, cast distant, choose elf, draw, and opponent scoops up. Okay. All right, game number 3. So we are on the draw. Do we want to change anything up? I don't think so. Well, that is a snap mulligan. Opponent has kept their 7 cards. Oh, come on. Keep. Not happy about it, but... No, wait. Yeah, that's good. Raven, pass. Mystic. Pass. Yeah, fortunately, Elves is a very resilient deck in terms of mulliganing, so I'm not terribly worried since we only had 5. We just need to hit a Lead the Stampede or, even better, a Distant Melody, and we can get right back in this thing. There we go. Alright. Cast that. I don't think we can play it this turn. Let's see here. Can play 2 more Elves. No, we won't have enough mana, but we will play the Elves. So add, because we already played a land, so add a green, untap, add another green, and it's only 2, yeah, it's, okay. We're set up for next turn. Opponent has another Darksteel Citadel. Attack with, for 1 with their Thraven, which is fine, we will take 1. And they pay Lay Thoughtcast. They don't have any more red mana. Plains, or white mana. Mirror Enforcer, okay. Let's see here. We can Liz Elena, but then we want, yeah, I think we Distant Melody first. Add a blue, tap a tap. Draw 4 cards. Play a land. Cast a Sentinel. Untap the Mystic, returning that. Add, cancel that, I want to add a green. For those, and then a green there, and we'll cast a Priest. Always yes, always yield. And 1, 2, yeah, okay. We can't get the Liz Elena out. It's fine, we can do that next turn. But we still need another card draw spell to really get going. Prism. Clark, that's not good. Yep. They wipe our board. That one card there, that really shuts us down. Alright, well, we have a Timberwatch Elf. He's watching the timbers. What do we need to hit to get back in this thing? A String of Luck, that's for sure. Like Liz Elena is not terrible. It should be a 5/5. Oh, it's a dude. Liz Elena. The guy, apparently. Anyways. Prophetic Prism. Yep. So we can block the Enforcer. Vanguard. Well, no, it's going to be next turn's play will be the Vanguard. I'm going to take 2 from the Flyer for sure. I don't know if the opponent will notice that we can kill the Enforcer. I imagine they do. Yep, of course they do. Yeah, that's a 5-turn clock. That's plenty of time. Though they could Gav Blast us for 4. Could double Gav Blast us and we're just dead. Okay, so we want to go Vanguard into... to what? One draws another card. Thought casts. Gav blasts. Oh, another shot. Ugh. Well, let me draw a land, of course. Really not sure what we can do. Get back in this. That shaman's gonna just wreck us again. Compass, yeah, they have tons of artifacts they can sacrifice. Drum. Attack for 2. Take my 2. Oh, they're gonna attack. Okay, well, we're gonna block. Pump. Response, they kill all the elves. Kills their flyer. Oh no, it doesn't hit creatures with flying, so the flyer never gets hit by it. Very, yeah. Six. I don't think I can draw anything. Well, I guess Gleeful Sabotage buys us another turn. Because we can kill the Enforcer and then we die. Yeah, okay, we're just going to concede here. You got us, opponent. Well, like I said, that is definitely a tough matchup for us. But hey, 3-2, not a bad record. Well, thank you all for tuning in to some Pauper Elves. Make sure you like the video and subscribe for all my Magic the Gathering content. I do a wide variety of vintage cube when it's around, historic, pauper, whatever I'm in the mood for. So make sure you subscribe. Thank you again for watching. And until next time, it's Jimmy Chaos saying, rock on!